I would take this over any modern DC movie today. You could say a lot of things about it, but I don't think it's boring.
No.
This is one of the very few female-led superhero films of the time, and they decided like, oh, it's about makeup.
Yeah, that's what it has to be about.
It should be about makeup.
It's a character they just invented for this movie to be the new Catwoman.
She even says like, you are a Catwoman.
You are a Catwoman. Accept it, child.
Shut up. You're gonna be in the video, even
You
if
have
it's
to
just
be in Catwoman.
even if it's just for this bit before you're too tired to be in it.
Ziggy really did not want to be in the Catwoman.
That's really insulting to her culture.
You have to.
This is so embarrassing.
Okay, open your mouth and breathe some life-giving fog into Allison.
Dude. She loves us, I promise.
Catwoman 2004 is a masterpiece in every aspect.
It's so good is the thing.
It's time to reevaluate Catwoman 2004.
2004. No, I was watching this and I was thinking, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so
People
cool.
just didn't have enough patience, Phillips, for it.
Dude, this is so cool.
They reinvented Catwoman to be barely recognizable
Well,
as Catwoman.
You know, someone has to take a step forward sometime, and that's why Patience Phillips is the Catwoman we know today. They really built on everything that they created
The
in this film.
Catwoman of the 2000s.
Catwoman of the 2000s.
I'm Patience Phillips. That's who's under there.
Catwoman 2004! I feel like most people who click on this video are going to know what this film is, but just to summarize...
Notoriously good.
Notoriously good. Woman becomes cat, fight crime, to steal stuff. Vaguely, this is based on the DC Catwoman in the vaguest of sense.
Yeah.
So this was something that was originally planned to be a spin-off of Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer. They were going to have Michelle Pfeiffer reprise her role as Catwoman. She didn't want to do it. It was in development hell forever, through many different iterations.
For a few, Ashley Judd, Nicole Kidman, and then Halle Berry.
And then Halle Berry. They eventually ended up on this. They hired a director who spoke primarily French and had to speak through a translator to the people in the film. And
So that's great. Your director can't directly communicate with most of you.
And also, it was not well received, even just in test screenings. So they did reshoots, re-edits. You can tell that there's a lot of reshoots and re-edits because it's very confusing and it's edited very choppily. And we ended up with this mess.
There's just a part where a worker's talking about the side effects of bubylene or whatever it's called.
Butylene, I think.
Butylene. Maybe it's
Maybelline.
bubylene. Yeah.
Bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague baleen. I mean, I guess. It turns you into a zombie unless you keep using it. Then it turns you into a rock woman.
You know, it all makes sense.
But he's just talking about these side effects and it keeps hyper cutting around him and nothing exciting's happening, so it's very weird.
The headaches and the nausea and the fainting spells, those are symptoms I can live with.
They have a scene which is clearly much longer in the original edit that they had to chop down. This makes people's faces into zombies, but they chop it up so awkwardly and so quickly it's kind of hard to figure out what he's actually saying. Just see a graphic of a zombie face and you're kind of like, all right, I guess it turns them into zombies.
It's insane though that they wouldn't have like a reverse shot of any of their people listening to cut to make it less awkward than what they did with the jump cuts.
They had some weirdness going on with that scene. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the basics of this film are kind of established very, very quickly within like 30 seconds. After you've introduced Patience Phillips, she designs pictures for the beauty cream and other makeup products and stuff like that. She goes to work, she meets up with Alex Borstein, her best friend in the film, and she's like, oh, you're using some of that butylene? And she's like, yeah, it's great. I got it before it's out on the market. Oh, but I got a headache. Oh, what could that be? Cut to the most evil looking man in the universe in shadows going like, like, we sell our beauty makeup and we are on the up and up. And then immediately, okay, the makeup's causing this stuff. She's going to become Catwoman. She's going to stop them. Mm-hmm. Sharon Stone is going to factor into it.
Sharon Stone's been using it well before it hit the market, I guess. That's one of the perks of being one of the heads of the company, is being a test subject.
I guess. Yeah, you would think you'd want to make sure that it worked on some other people before you put it out on the market.
Oh, oops, it turns you into a zombie if you stop using it.
Butylene works wonders, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Her character is married to the boss of this company, and she was the face of this company for a while, but then she aged out of it. She's very unhappy about that, and she uses this beauty cream, and she knows that the beauty cream bad, turn you into a zombie, but she don't care. She's gonna put it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
That won't happen if they keep using it, and we'll make sure they do, because that's where the money comes from.
It's really sad that, so this is one of the very few female-led superhero films of the time, and they decided, it about makeup.
Yeah.
Girls like makeup. They dream about lipstick.
That's what it has to be about.
It has to be about makeup. This did really, really poorly. Despite that, it was the highest grossing female superhero movie of the time until Wonder Woman came out. And the whole reason for that is not because Catwoman was considered a failure but such a resounding success. It's because a lot of the time what the companies take away from this is that, people don't like to see films that are led by women, and not that this was a bad movie regardless of whether it had a female lead.
Incompetently made, no.
Yeah, and that's probably why they didn't have too many. Supergirl did really badly, and they're like, they don't like girls. They don't like superhero girls.
There's a reason that they call really sexy women feline. You don't call a man feline ever, even if he's sexy.
They did, a Barbie of this Catwoman, and they're going to do a deluxe version, which they shelved because the movie flopped. And then they reused it for her character in James Bond, Jinx, which is apparently also partly why she did this movie, because they're going to do a spin-off of her character Jinx from James Bond. They canceled that, so she signed on for Catwoman.
Oh, is that what happened? There's many different layers to this thing. There's so many people shuffled around. Apparently they also did this as a replacement movie because they were going to do Batman v Superman back when.
Yeah, 2004
Another
version. Who knows how that version would have been. It would have been, we're trying to be cool more than the dour version we got, I guess.
I would take this over any modern DC movie today. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed Wonder Woman, but they're just really boring, and this one is not boring. You could say a lot of things about it, but I don't think it's boring.
Funny bad.
Yeah.
I'm always here. Catnip.
It's one of those things where it's I wish we could have seen the Michelle Pfeiffer continuation, because this is so disconnected from anything. This is a weird Catwoman in the first place, though, because it's a character they just invented for this movie to be the new Catwoman.
Yeah.
You have one weird reference to Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman when she gets a bunch of pictures of past Catwomen, I guess, thrown at her.
Apparently there are a bunch of Catwomen through the centuries. They were doing the sort of multiverse thing before it was popular. They're like, look, it all exists together. And I was like, maybe this is some obscure comics Catwoman they're using, but no, it was just for this movie. And so much of this is so unrelated that it's barely a Catwoman movie by the end of it. I mean, she is a Catwoman, but she's more like a werecat of sorts. It's very weird.
She goes insane. She robs a few jewelry stores during the night, wakes up oh, what did I do? Oh, not again.
Yeah, I don't know why it affects her memory. She doesn't remember what she does. I feel like that takes away some parts of the movie, like her agency, because she is sort of just a split personality. But also, it's supposed to be affecting her when she's not Catwoman, so it's a little confusing. I didn't even know it was supposed to be. She didn't remember doing the Catwoman stuff after the initial thing. I thought maybe, she woke up from becoming Catwoman and didn't quite remember it because she was dead. Yeah, they do sort of a similar thing to what they do in Batman Returns, where she dies and then some cats show up.
Thrown out a window versus flushed down a tube.
Yeah, this is really confusing how they do that too. Everything's confusing. Just add confusing to everything. If it's not in the description we add, just add confusing, and that explains the whole thing. She is going to turn in her new design, and she overhears that, hey, this beauty cream is going to turn them into zombies.
I'm not sure how much she was even supposed to have heard before they're like, she must have heard too much, go kill her!
Regardless, she ends up running down some tubes and shit. I don't know what the layout of this place is.
It's a Willy Wonka factory. This makeup factory. This is ridiculous.
Watch the pipe. Terrific pressure is building up behind the blockage.
So yeah, it's a bunch of weird tubes, and she's like running through some sewage duct or something. Like, what?
Why do they have a giant tube that leads into the ocean? It's not like it's hidden or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we love to pollute.
Yeah. Like, evil corp. We flush our chemicals right into your drinking water.
We give a hoot, pollute.
We will launch the most exciting product to hit the beauty industry since soap.
Apparently they think they can get away with anything, though, at this company. As long as everyone keeps using butylene, they'll never realize it turns you into a zombie. It just turns you into a rock. No one will wonder about that.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, too, is like, this has to get, like, FDA approval, right? You have to get approval to use this on humans.
Yeah, you'd think.
So, like, even if Sharon Stone was using it forever, they had to have, I don't know, isn't it like 7 years trial? But I feel like you have to have some time to do that, but this movie, frankly, isn't very realistic.
Yeah.
I don't care that the FDA never saw the headaches and the nausea.
So we should talk about how she becomes Catwoman. It's pretty good.
After she gets flushed down the toilet.
She gets flushed down the toilet.
They sort of do, a similar shot like the Michelle Pfeiffer Batman Returns with the cat surrounding her, but then they're like, let's up this up to really stupid levels. Have a CG cat puke in her mouth, which gives her life again.
The one CG cat, because they gotta get it to do more than you can train a cat to do realistically. It's walking on her. I remembered the CG cat like barfed in her mouth. I don't think you did, so I was just like, oh, do it. Do the barf scene. Even when you know it's coming, it's still ridiculous every time. And this cat, it keeps showing up. They said that it was testing her to see if she was worthy, to rescue her. But
She'd fall off her stupid AC unit to her death. You're worthy. Don't worry.
It seemed like the cat was just waiting for her to die. Like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's like the Santa Claus, right? Oh, yeah, sure, it was planned. She falls and then she takes the Santa Claus coat or whatever.
There's a cat suit she puts in Kitty Peach.
Yeah, she became Kitty Peach.
What was that? Allergies?
She goes to this woman who takes care of the cats. There's a bunch of them, but there's one
Her
like
name's
important cat.
Ophelia?
Yeah, Ophelia. And I don't think this is a comic thing, but I'm unclear who the fuck this lady is. She says she's some historian. She explains.
The keeper of the Catwoman lore.
The keeper of the Catwoman. She even says like, you are a Catwoman. I'm like, shut up.
You are a Catwoman. So I'm not Patience anymore? You are Patience. And you are Catwoman. Accept it, child.
And it's something to do with some old goddess who's like a cat goddess.
Yeah,
and then
maybe Egypt's involved.
Yeah. Maybe Johnny Vampire. We'll see. She explains that this goddess, she endows these women with these gifts, like brings them back to life and then makes them cat women if they're worthy. And this cat is something that lives forever and barfs on people to bring them up into life.
Patience sees like a picture of a cat and she goes, "Oh, that's the cat! That's the same cat!"
Midnight.
That's the guy with my wife!
No two cats in the world have ever looked the same. I know that's the same cat from like 100 years ago or whatever.
That was the guy. That was
that's the guy. That's the guy from my dream.
That's the guy. That's the guy from my dream.
Stupid CGI cat. Man, we were just imagining like she does stupid shit and she's embarrassing and the cat comes over and like reverse footages it out of her. Reverse barfs like, no, you weren't worthy. I saw that basketball scene.
That's what you do with your powers I gave you.
Socrates. No caffeine. It makes him irritable.
The major vibe this movie gives out is just like secondhand embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying so hard to be cool, and they think it's cool, and that makes it infinitely lamer because it's not in the slightest.
Bunch of the music choices are so try-hard. This is cool.
And I don't know how much of that is the reshoots and the re-editing. Like, maybe they were trying to save it and they went too far in the other direction. I mean, the bones of it can't have been very good to begin with, so I don't think it would be very good before the reshoots.
Some of the scoring really does destroy some of the scenes with the, like, we're trying to pretend this is cool. So they destroy any tension, like when she's stopping the robbers at the jewel heist. It's like, you're like, is this a comedy scene? I don't know what's going on here.
It came off to me like music that plays during a procedural when they're trying to be like semi-comedic, but we need some sort of droney music to play over the investigation scene.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah. At one point, one of the songs in the soundtrack just starts going like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like cat loves food, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when she's on the date with him drinking up her drink. Cat loves food, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cat loves food, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where did you come up with that?
That was from an old cat food commercial. Poir hates it when I do that.
Cat loves food,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Don't I get din first?
I'll feed you yourself.
She starts acting like a cat. She starts being like a werecat, and then she does all these things that are like, look, being a cat gave her all these cool abilities. Like she could play basketball, or she could cut her hair.
Yeah, you know, the cat's natural ability to play basketball.
That scene's infamous for a reason. It's so bad. Like the hyper editing of it, the music over it, and the fact that they think it's so cool, and the kid's like, yeah, and they have a close up of her butt at one point, and it's like, how do you make Halle Berry shaking her butt look so lame? Like so incredibly lame. She bounces off the wall with her cat-like reflexes, and then everyone's just like, yeah, that's normal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what people do. She's like, I haven't done that since I was a kid.
I haven't done that since I was a kid.
Is that what kids do? They bounce off the wall like a cat?
Kids are just really into two adults playing basketball against each other.
One-on-one! Do the one-on-one!
One-on-one?
Me and her?
Do the retirement!
And then they're like, oh, we're surrounded by a bunch of minors.
That's what they're into, I guess. We really want you two to hit on each other while playing basketball.
Yeah, do you really do like all these really overt flirts in front of the children? And he starts lifting his shirt at one point, and I'm like, oh, just stop. This was a class he had, right? What was this class he was teaching?
I don't know. I think he's just a guest speaker, but I'm not clear on it.
Yeah. Unclear. A lot of things unclear.
Let's go shoot some hoop.
They had a few scenes that were kind of edited like that. Some of them were chopped up, obviously, but then there's other scenes that are clearly supposed to be hyper-edited because they think it's cool, especially during the fight scenes, and they're not.
No, it makes them kind of hard to look at times.
Yeah. Oh, they have several strobing scenes, and Matt, you don't have to cut to that. Just believe us, there's several strobing scenes that are really bad to look at. When she turns into CG Catwoman flying around, the CG looks so bad, it's like a video game cutscene. They have all these weird angles, too, and they're like, look how cool it is. And it's like, it's not, though.
Yeah. I was thinking I should pick up the controller because I'm like, I'm going to start playing again at some point, right?
She starts turning into like a Gumby flying around.
Slap! Get slapped!
They're playing this music like this. So cool.
They keep playing music that goes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love food. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Cat loves food, yeah, yeah, yeah.
When they have the like reveal shot of her in the final costume, the one that you see on the poster, like this is her Catwoman costume. It's got that cringe, we think it's so cool, embarrassing quality to it, and it's also like all these leering shots of her, and you see the butt with the cutouts and stuff. Yeah. You feel them going like, oh yeah, that's so sexy. It's just not. And it's really quite a triumph too, because like Halle Berry is gorgeous. She is one of the most beautiful women in the world, and they made her look so dorky in this movie. I don't think even she liked the costume too. Like, it kept falling off while she was wearing it.
We were reluctant to give her a head-to-toe bodysuit. It was all about showing as much skin as possible.
Being able to see the back of the costume instead of having her all covered up this time, you actually get to see some of that.
Pretending she's so dumpy in the beginning too. It's like because she wears
baggy clothes.
Yeah, baggy shirts and stuff. Oh man,
that's slovenly.
She's a dork.
Slovenly Halle Berry.
Hey, turn down the music.
Excuse me. Hi. Maybe turn the music down just.
Come on, Patience. And I didn't understand too the fact that they wanted to be so cool, but they also wanted to pay homage to like Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt and the 60s Batman Catwoman originators. But then they throw
straight up.
Yeah, like she orders a White Russian, but then she takes everything off except for the cream.
What can I do for you?
White Russian. No ice. Hold the vodka. Hold the Kahlua.
Green. Straight up.
And it's exactly a joke that they would do in 60s Batman, and it's not quirky enough to be like, oh, that's kind of cute that they did that. It just feels like this is embarrassing.
It's so dumb.
It's better than other stuff in the movie, like the thief scene, and then you have the dance scenes, and then you got all the scenes for walking around like
If they leaned into that, it could have been at least campy funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is
like
kind of campy in a different way.
Well, I mean, it is, but, a purposeful way, not just they go, oops, we made a mess.
Yeah, it feels like they were trying not to be like the Schumacher Batman corny, but they were trying to do some nods, and they were not successful at like being serious or being funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Schumacher
just try
ones,
hard cool, which is more embarrassing.
Yeah, well, because like the Schumacher ones, they're really campy and somewhat embarrassing, but they knew what they were. They had a clear set design. They had a clear tone that they wanted to do for better or worse.
They're a real throwback to the Adam West Batman sometimes too, with how they execute things.
Yeah.
You like strong women, or do I need skin-tight vinyl and a whip?
She said she didn't regret doing this movie. She said she had a good experience. She accepted her Razzie, which just, power
pretty
move.
good,
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank Warner Brothers. Thank you for putting me in a piece of shit god-awful movie.
She adopted one of the cats too, so she got a cat out of it.
She got a cat. Yeah. Well, then how could you regret this movie if you got a kitty
regrets.
out of it?
I wasn't a cat person. I have 2 dogs, and I swore I will never have a cat. I don't like cats. But I love my cat now. I have a gorgeous cat. All the other cats that were here were just phenomenal.
I'm proud of her. Halle Berry needed my support. I'm behind you, Halle Berry.
You're like April O'Neil. You have my support.
You have my support. It seems like she had a good time, and like it is a bad movie, but it's an enjoyably bad movie. You can have a good time watching it. So I mean, like, it's better than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
What do you think about when it's the 20th anniversary of Catwoman?
I loved it. I mean, it got panned. The critics said it sucked. And aren't that bad.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Her boyfriend's apparently the only cop in unnamed city, whatever this is. I guess not Gotham, because they don't really want to define where they are.
Yeah, because maybe it's Gotham, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah, maybe it's Buline.
Maybe it's Buline. This boyfriend cop guy, she gets involved with him because he thinks that she's trying to jump off a building, but she's actually trying to rescue the cat, who eventually turns her into Catwoman.
When it's CG.
When it's CG. That was supposed to be the first scene in the movie, by the way, before the re-edits. That was the opening scene, was her trying to rescue the cat. He finds her, and they have a meet cute of sorts.
A meet depressing.
Meet depressing. Because they changed that scene on the ledge to be later in the movie, they did cut the office scene in 2, so it looked like they were wearing the same outfits 2 days in a row. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He meets her at work at one point, and then Miss Swan sees him and is like, ooh, man sandwich. It's like, what are you talking about?
Man sandwich, 12 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Detective Long.
Rhymes with cone, phone, bone.
He looks like a normal-ass guy. He doesn't look ugly. I would just not call him a man sandwich. It's a weird thing.
She's used to Peter Griffin.
I guess compared to Peter Griffin, if I had to call one a man sandwich, I guess it would be the cop guy. Manwich. And then they have like one guy, a gay guy at work.
Yeah, he's just there to go.
Like, woo! Like he's got to show up in some scenes like, girl. You get with him.
That is a man in serious like with you think? Hello?
That's representation, you know?
Yeah.
That was what 2004 called representation.
And she leaves her job, and you never see him again, and then her friend very quickly leaves the movie, too.
Yeah, well, she's sort of in and out because she plays
you
a
see
plot
her in the
important
hospital, but it doesn't really amount to a whole lot.
Yeah.
You make sure she gets there, right?
If I screw it up, you can throw away the key.
I do like they pull the kind of bait and switch who the main villain is, that it's, the stupid husband of the makeup corporation, then Sharon Stone just immediately kills him. It's like, haha, I'm actually the thing.
It was me the whole time.
You can't even hit me. I'm so tough from the makeup, and I guess we're just going to do that to everyone and hope they didn't notice or care.
Unclear the long-term goals here because, if you use it long enough, it makes you like living marble, is what she says.
You stop using it, and your face disintegrates. And if you keep using it, skin like living marble, and you can't feel a thing.
Which apparently also gives you martial arts skills to fight a cat who's using their cat martial arts, of course.
Yeah, and their big plan was, we'll make sure no one stops using it so they never turn into a zombie. It's like, that's not a plan in the slightest.
Yeah, some people, maybe they just want to age gracefully. Some people can't afford it. There's lots of different reasons why people would stop using this beauty cream.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't really do anything, I don't think, because she aged out of being the model. She looked a good 40, she didn't look bad or anything, but she aged in some way because they didn't want her to be the face of the company anymore. That was her whole thing. So what was it providing her other than not turning into a zombie?
Turning into marble.
Into marble, I guess. We were hoping that she was going to fall out that window and shatter like marble. That would be just an amazing death. They weenied out of it.
They didn't give us that.
You didn't have to show it close up if you didn't want it to be too gory, but just do like a little psh, and then you see a little CG like
shatter.
Turn into little Leo chunklets. Come on, if Charm can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. And she's flying. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Phelan.
Maybe she's got a face like a rock. Maybe it's Phelan.
Yeah, she sets up Halle Berry as a murderer, and then she gets arrested. Her cop boyfriend finds out that she's Catwoman. She slinks out of the bars like a cat. She becomes like the senator in X-Men who turns into water.
No, man. I love too, and during the jewel heist she stops, she still steals, she keeps a couple things. She steals a whole bunch of it actually, and then wakes up and goes, oh, oops, I'll return most of it, not all of it. I'm gonna keep a couple of things.
She's gonna make her diamond-encrusted bugles to go on her fingers, which are an important plot piece. He finds one of the bugles on the ground, like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But she returns it and leaves a sorry note, and then she leaves the same kind of sorry note for her boyfriend. He's like, oh, this is like the same writing. And they get the dumbest analyst ever. He's like, oh, this is like a woman who's very upset and stuff.
What about the analyst guy? What the fuck was that all about? The fucking pseudoscience shit.
This first one, the broad spacing of the letters, indicative of loneliness. Now, we look at the Lupa the Y. Very self-confident. This person doesn't like to play by all the rules. If you put these two women in the same room, you're gonna have one hell of a party.
This speaks to someone who's lonely, but this letter is someone confident.
Extreme loneliness. Yeah,
these are different.
It doesn't
people.
make any sense.
If you put these two women together, you'd have a crazy party because one person couldn't write these same letters.
Like the crazy party, she broke up. One of her first acts as Catwoman.
Yeah. She shows up because one of her neighbors is doing all these loud parties.
He's got a bar as an apartment, basically.
And she goes over there and she starts spraying beer onto their equipment.
I think it's just
she uses
seltzer
a whip,
water.
or seltzer water, whatever she's doing. You think after they find out about murderer Catwoman, they're like, wait a minute, there was a cat-like woman jumping around using a whip in our
That Patience Phillips did the exact same thing the last night. Oh.
Wait a minute.
Probably no connection.
Ballistics show the same weapon killed both men. The gun that was in your hand.
Catwoman's hand.
What's the difference?
I don't get to making her a werecat, and she only steals things when she's not aware of it, so she is just a split personality.
Well,
they're like,
she decided to keep a couple things.
She's a little naughty. It seems like they're a little wishy-washy what they want her to be. Like, oh, she's a hero, but she's also
It's like she's an anti-hero, but they're doing it poorly.
You're a fake.
And what are you, a hero?
I mean, I guess she saved, like, a little boy from a Ferris wheel. You knew something was going to go wrone because a Ferris wheel was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she did some heroic things, and she saved the cat at the beginning from a thing it didn't need saving from. Defeating Sharon Stone was basically like a personal vendetta. I guess she did save people. She wanted to stop them from turning them into zombies. I guess if they stop quick enough, they can be like Miss Swan, and then they're fine.
Yeah. Was she fine? Were we sure on that?
I mean, I think
Maybe she rotted right after the movie ended, after she got that letter.
R.I.P. And then what did she do? She went off to be sexy somewhere else? She's like a slink.
She's gonna go meet Batman in the sequel.
Game over. Guess what? It's overtime.
If they brought her back now, though, I would respect it.
They could probably do one of those things like, let's do the good version of this now.
Yeah. What's the DC Deadpool? We could bring back the Phelasons.
Yeah.
Bad, good. Gotta be something in between, right?
Well, anything else to say about Catwoman? All right.
Cat got your tongue.
I recommend this movie if you like corny, so bad it's good movies. I had a good time watching it. It's silly as shit.
And we learned that the cat loves food. Yeah. Big fat hairy deal, Catwoman.
Cat loves food. Yeah.
You like your sushi, huh?
Takes her paw away. Insulted. You can't hear the growls in the thumbnail. So.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Oh, sorry.
Treats, I promise. Cats come when they feel like it, not when they're told.